Have you ever wanted to know more about the world around you? Have you ever wanted to know how others experience the world around you? Welcome to Eye to Eye, the show that starts the conversation and the path to learning. Hi, I'm your host Devin Moore, and this is the show Eye to Eye. Today I'm gathered with great minds to discuss a topic and learn more from others' point of views. Today's discussion will be focused on employed and unemployed students. The way this show works is that we ask questions to learn from each other and bring awareness to modern issues. Now, I would like the cast to introduce themselves and how they feel about the topic of today's subject.
Alrighty, hello, my name is Liana Bonds. I'm a junior with a major in marketing. I graduated May 2022, and this topic is really important because when you're a college student, balancing life as well as school can be a little bit difficult, so I'm interested to see everybody's viewpoints.
My name is Barrington Hunter. I'm a senior, major in marketing as well, and I'm also employed. And I feel like this topic will be very interesting, especially with the pandemic going around. So I've been employed and also unemployed really quickly. So this will be interesting just to see what other people have been going through and their thoughts.
Hi, my name is Arturo Galindo. I'm currently a senior in college and I am unemployed. I've been on both sides of employed and unemployed, so I feel like today's subject is very important to students and how they experience the school life around them.
Now that we've gotten the chance to learn more about where our cast stands on the topic, I will start the conversation and they will take it from there. Cast, feel free to ask each other questions and I'll be acting as a moderator during the discussion. So if anything gets out of hand or far off topic, I will steal the conversation back. Today's first question will be, should professors be more lenient on the workload for students with jobs compared to those who are unemployed?
I'm not gonna say they should be more lenient, like pick and choose. I feel like they should be lenient in general just because life is hectic, especially in college for us. We're beginning to be grown, like we have a real life. Some of us might already have a kid or something like that. So I just feel like they should be lenient in general, sometimes depending on the situation.
I definitely agree. I feel like the workload should be more so focused on what we actually need for the work field. I feel like a lot of stuff is like busy work. And a lot of stuff can be cut down to where it can focus on what we actually need to do, because a lot of stuff is busy work. So I don't like it. Well, if you work, okay, you get less. If you don't work, you should get more. I think it should be a balanced thing, just in general.
Mm-hmm. I think for like compared to unemployed and unemployed students, I think it's very important for professors to work with like the individual students like in their schedules, because I know whenever like I have a lot of free time since I'm unemployed, so I can do a lot of the busy work, but then whenever friends and all that, they have to work, they're like, no, I have like 3 assignments due tonight. I have 5 assignments due tomorrow night. I have a huge project due this night. It's kind of like a piling workload. And then on top of that, some of them are working full-time hours just to pay for their own college, just to be there for work they may not use, or a class they may not even use any of the topics for. And I know with some colleges, some professors aren't as lenient as others. So that puts a lot more stress on the people who have to work compared to me, who's just sitting in a chair all day because they can't go out because of COVID. But they're too lazy to procrastinate. So I feel like for like unemployed students, they kind of just get like a freebie pretty much in a class.
So how do y'all feel about teachers like releasing? I have like some professors who release your whole like course in one period, and I have some group it. Like, how do y'all feel about the weekly base versus the open? Would y'all want it all open, or would y'all prefer to base it off of per week?
Being employed, I like it per week just because if it's open, you know, things just be happening. All of a sudden, you already at the end of the semester, got things due, and you're not even done, and now you got to really just cram. I cram anyway, even when it's
right.
during the week,
Or.
but at least it's not like a whole class. It's only going to be like a week worth of class. So,
I think I would prefer like when they open it up, because I feel like that gives me a little bit more planning to do with it. So I feel like I haven't been like employed, and I've been unemployed, mainly unemployed throughout college. So it's like whenever I did have that job, I did like the option to where I can just do the course like at whatever speed, because I think I was like, okay, I just got this job. I need to focus on my job, and I would have the wrong mindset. So I would just just pump out all my schoolwork pretty much and not really focus on the quality of it. So I feel like it kind of hurts, but at the same time, it's like for me personally, it's just easier to keep it control of.
Okay, I actually like it the whole thing open, because I am like organized, so I have my little planner and all the other stuff. They do have like, okay, they give you a month and it's kind of spread out like that. But I would prefer having it all open because I like options, and I want to do it when I need to do it and when I can do it. And even if it is last minute, it'll be last minute. But I like it open so I can do it when I want to. And if something happened, it's like, well, you did have all this time, and that's still being held accountable, you know?
It's probably because I'm unorganized. That's why, like, I probably don't want to open it all at once. It'll be a little tough. So, yeah, I for sure probably prefer just a week. Because I did have a class where it's open all at once, and it didn't go well. But I do want to say, like, there are some professors that are, like, that do actually matter. I know I have one here, and he'll ask you at the very beginning of class, like, if you have a job, let him know, and he'll work with you. And I wish, like, that was more rounded out with all professors. Like, a lot of them don't really care. We all know a lot of them don't care. You'll say you have a job or something, it's just like, get it done. But some of you just let them know in advance, like, and say, like, can I turn this in, like, the day after I got something to do? He'll work with you, which is pretty cool. John Newbold, shout out to him.
Newbold?
Yeah, everybody loves Newbold.
Yes, we love him. We love him.
Okay, so what has been the main struggle with having a job in college?
Expenses. I would say balancing, like, the job, social life, and school, like, because then nothing's free. Nothing's free, so if you want to have fun, you have to pay for it. School, you have to pay for everything in school as well. And then, like, if you have a dog, I have a dog, I have to pay for my dog, I have to make sure my dog is having fun, having a good life. So I feel like that's really just the most stressful part, is just managing your money, too, with being employed and your time.
Yeah, I would say like a work-to-life balance. That's kind of like sometimes difficult because it's like, oh, I want to do this. Well, you can't. You got like 12 assignments to do, like tonight. So that's something that I would feel like is the main thing.
I feel like whenever you have a job, like the hardest thing is like that good balance, because you do have jobs where it's like, oh, just work with us. I know you're a student, just come work with us. And then at one point I was a delivery driver for a donut shop, and I was at 4 a.m. I was driving around like all over town, out of town, in town. I would drive all the way from like where we are now, like 40 minutes out, just to pick up like 24 cases of cheese and then bring it back. And then he was not lenient with my schedule at all. He's like, oh, we care about your schedule. Oh, you have a big test? No, come in at 3 a.m. I need you to replace the ceiling tiles. I'm like, I am a van driver. I was hired to drive a donut to a gas station. Please, like, hire someone else.
Yeah, and then that's another thing. All the jobs don't understand that you are in college. Some of the jobs, they won't really, like, not care, but you really just have to work around. You have to pick one, basically. Either you're going to care more about your school or you're going to care more about your job sometimes. So with that being said, I just feel like it's just up to you personally what you want to do.
Yeah, I feel that. And another main thing is, like, when you are working, it sometimes can be difficult trying to focus on school. And then it is a lot, you mentioned earlier about, like, having kids and stuff like that. I do know some people who are in school with children, and they have a lot. So it's definitely can be a struggle, the whole balance in general.
College really is a balancing game, and if you don't balance, then it's not successful. So that was great to hear all y'all's point of views on employment and unemployment and how the job affects y'all's everyday life and the struggles that y'all faced while having a job or being unemployed while in school.
Hey Bearcats, take your membership on the go by downloading the Sam Houston State University Alumni Cat app today. Not a member yet? Join the Sam Houston Alumni Association or renew in seconds to enjoy exclusive national benefits on dining, entertainment, and much more. Now that you're in, take some time to explore your exclusive member benefits. Read the latest edition of Heritage Magazine or find an alumni event near you. Click on our travel tile to sign up and explore the globe with our traveling Bearcats, or stay connected to alumni in your area as you take your membership everywhere. Come hang out with the Alumni Association as we tailgate some of the biggest games of the year by showing your alumni member card that is now in the palm of your hand. Download the SHSU Alumni Cat app today in the iTunes or Google Play Store, or visit shsu.edu/cat app. Eat 'em up, cats!
Welcome back to Eye to Eye. Today we're discussing topics of employed students and unemployed students. In the first segment, I asked questions to the cast that start the discussion. Now I'll allow the cast members to start the discussion on their own. And again, I'll be the moderator of the discussion, and if it gets out of hand or off topic, if no one has any questions or I have questions, to keep the conversation going. So y'all can start.
I guess I have a question for you. Being unemployed most of the time, like how much time do you put towards school then?
I know as unemployed, I should be putting a lot more effort in school, but like I have zero motivation half the time. I guess this is gonna sound like an excuse because I've been using it as an excuse for too long. Personally, I know that. I got into a really bad car accident on the 1st of October to where pretty much I got a 3rd-degree burn all down my wrist. I had a concussion that didn't go away till like mid-February. So I had migraines daily. So it's a lot of it was just like in bed in pain.
I feel that. I was just asking because I feel like, because I wasn't employed for a second when COVID first hit and we went under quarantine. I didn't have a job or whatever. So I had a lot of free time. I still did not put that free time towards school. I was chilling, playing the game. I feel like I put a little bit more towards school just because I felt like I had to. Like I didn't have no excuse. Like, oh, I got a job now. I got to do. So I did put a little bit more towards school, but honestly, I still mainly just did nothing. And I think it's just because I was just intaking I don't have nothing to do but school right now. So it kind of felt like a relaxation. So yeah. What about you?
When COVID came, I think it was summer. Well, no, it was like a short break.
It was like right at spring.
Yeah, it was a short break there.
week
But
after
a lot of
spring
my teachers were more lenient than like they've ever been. It was like, well, just get it in at this point. Like, and I liked that. That was the energy I wanted from the beginning. But it's sometimes like you said, when I didn't have a job. I actually had a job like all the time I've been in school. But just mainly, the main thing that I have an issue with is like when I feel like work is not being like, it's pointless.
It's
Like,
not useful.
Yeah, I don't like
I've had a lot
it's
of that.
some classes that it's like, okay, I'm paying like $1,000 like to learn nothing. And then even classes that we are like accounting and stuff like that. I'm not an accounting major, so
it's
marketing,
like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I
So
know
it's kinda
exactly
like-
what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, I like to put my energy towards stuff that I enjoy doing. And if I feel like it's like, okay, it's going towards my field, like some marketing classes, I see myself taking that more serious.
It's easy to intake it too because
Like,
you know it's going to be
literally.
important.
Yes. So like I had an art class and I was like, okay,
That's
well,
the
I'm
class I had you for.
Oh, that's the class we had together. Okay, and it's like, okay, this is high school stuff to me. So I feel like when we are in college, people are starting to adult. So it's like, give me some stuff that has substance. So
You know, I feel like if we don't find it important, we're for sure going to give it less of our time.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it really just becomes a distraction at the end of the day. Like you see an
Literally.
assignment, like I can do that whenever. Like it's not important.
no, for real.
So, but I also want to mention what I wanted to say. What do you feel is more stressful? Like, what do you put more stress on, like towards your school or like your job? Because like I know with me, without my job, because I pay my own rent, I pay for my job, my own life, my own fun life, all that really coming out of me. My parents pay for a couple stuff. I'm not gonna say like they don't help me, but I don't ask for help either. I just feel like I'm grown, so I really put a lot of stress on my money income just because without that I'm down bad. So, but I know I need this degree, so I don't know.
Right.
So with me, I think I'm lucky because I work in the film industry. So in COVID, we had to adapt like most of the time too because we couldn't be in class to use the cameras. But I was lucky enough that I've been building up equipment since I was like 13. So I've had like pretty much an at-home studio. So I can always practice everything that I couldn't in class. And I want to go back to what you said about like everybody's growing up now. So I was in an early college program in high school, so I've been taking college classes since I was like 14, 15. So the issue with that was I'm like, oh, it's just another college class. Like I can just put it off. Oh, my mom's not here to like say anything. She's not gonna drive an hour to say hi. Yes, she will. But
Right.
so it's like it's putting that like mentality that I guess I boosted my ego a little bit too much to where I was like, it's like 20-page paper. I can do that in like 3 hours.
No, you asked me. You're the same person.
Oh, it's due at midnight. I can start at 11:30. It's fine.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's like the biggest issue about like also being unemployed is like not having that motivation because I guess like work kind of like adds onto it because like, oh, I don't have time. Wait, I work at 8 a.m. I got to do it now. So it's like, I think that thing always pushed me to do my work a lot more often than when I was unemployed.
Yes, and I feel the difference basically from like I'm only a junior, but like from my sophomore year, I was taking school so serious. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get these A's, even though I still am like, okay, my grades matter to me, but it's more so, okay, I'm gonna get my degree, and you can get whatever job when you get a degree. Your degree don't got your GPA on it. It don't have none of that. So I do focus more on my money because I like to shop. I like to do stuff when I want. I'm very like impulsive. So I focus more on like my income, and that's why I like to do different things, different streams, just because, okay, I have one for bills, one for shopping, one from going out. Like, have stuff like that just so I'm not caught in a bind. I grew up like not having enough money, so I've made sure that like I'm gonna try as hard as I can to not have the well, I can't do it today because I don't got gas. So I focus on my money because that's what life is. Life is not about what grade you got in chemistry.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you were gonna say something?
Kind of just because I was going to say, like, a lot of people say you don't even need college no more. Like, it's really just about the degree. And I know a lot of people that have graduated that's not even working with their degree. Their degree has nothing to do with their job. So it's really just about the money. A lot of people just follow the money still after college, though, just unless you have that passion. Like something like your passion, like film and marketing or film and TV, that's something you probably really enjoy. So you're for sure going to go into that field.
Yeah. And with that, I was like, I really need a backup job. So that's why I have a minor in marketing. Because then if anything, I can use anything that I work from film and TV production into like, say, commercial work or logo work or creative teamwork. But I think I want to go back to the money thing because I feel like I'm more lucky than most people because when I was growing up, like up until the age of 12, we lived in like a very bad town, like somewhere in Connecticut, like pretty much it was all run down. But I liked a lot of like the culture because my heritage was around there. It's called Willimantic, but we call it Willarico because most of us were Puerto Rican living in that area. So, and then like every third Thursday of the month between like spring and summer, we'd always close down the main street of the city, and there was always just like a little kiosk and a little tent of just like Puerto Rican food, and like we only had like one commercial like tent that was Domino's, but now we moved to Texas, and I think the issue with that was I started getting like greedy because my parents started like getting money. Like I've actually seen my parents go from nothing to a lot of money real quickly, and I was like, wow, like I have like such a big opportunity compared to other people.
For sure.
And I felt like that was unfair because like I saw where I grew up, and I'm like I would have been like crying to like get into this position if I was back there. So every ounce of money, I've never asked my parents for money when I was in college. I always try to like live the best I could, the way I could, like either just taking jobs here, photography gigs here, film gigs here. It's just so I can also like not lose like my roots, pretty much not turn into like a greedy person and not just like also chase the money, but then start focusing on work and like my mental health because I feel like that's like the biggest issue when it comes to school.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the topic of money and y'all's experiences, do you believe that education should be free in order for y'all to maybe want to be more motivated?
A lot cheaper for sure.
Oh yes.
It's really expensive when it comes just to the classes. Then you need books for classes. Then you got to pay for your homework for the classes that you already paid for. Like, this is a whole different topic by itself that I can go on forever. But no, I do feel like they do give away a lot of scholarships, but I feel like a lot of scholarships too, like they're just tedious as well. So they have you do a whole bunch of stuff for a $500 scholarship. It's like, and us, we about our time and money. So if that money don't feel like, if I feel like it don't equal up to the time I'm putting into it, I'm not gonna want to do it. And I feel like that's a lot of our generation kind of, so.
You feel like college is giving you the money you get out of going to college?
No.
absolutely not.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
They're teaching you to be employed, and max people be getting like 55, 60,000 if you're not a doctor. Like I'm finna be 40,000 deep in debt for $60,000.
Cause yeah, you got to think all about all your student loans. So even when you get out of college, you already in debt.
That part, accruing interest, as we're speaking right now.
It's like they almost set you up to start behind. And like he was saying, where you come from, I feel like if you don't come from money, you already gonna be humbled. Like you gonna want money. You want to see what other people doing. Like, dang, they went on a trip to Miami. Must be nice. So I just feel like, but you still gotta do school. So I gotta put a lot towards that money and time towards school too. So I just feel like if they want us to get an education, you want the world to go round. Like we need more people to be able to afford college. Because there's a lot of smart people out there that can't even afford college. Like they just can't get to where they need to be because it's so expensive. They have to go to get a job, a regular like $10 hour job or whatever, just to pay their life. So
One thing I found like really weird is because with film classes, it's like there's not a lot of like in-class fees. It's like, okay, you came to class, you paid $2,000, everything's gonna be hands-on instead of theoretical. Just pay $10 for this little like textbook pretty much. And I've kept every single book because every single book was $10 to keep. But then whenever I started taking like more classes like in science and then in marketing especially, I would pay like $2,000, and it's like, okay, you don't need to show up for class, but pay $250 to pay this online course, and then pay another $300 for the textbook that's separate of it, and then pay for this to do this, pay for this lab to do this, and I'm like, didn't I just give you $2,000 Where's that money?
Exactly.
I feel that. I feel like college is a scam. I don't think it should be free because it loses value when it's free. But how much value are we really taking from college is the question. But when it comes to having stuff and like it should be one fee. I should have my book included, whatever else this teacher want to come up with. All it needs to be included in my little $1,000 fee that I'm paying for this class. I shouldn't be paying no $70, $20, no nothing else more. So when it comes to college being free, no. But it definitely should be less, like you said, because a lot of this is not necessary.
Like, especially with COVID, like, when it happened, like, we weren't coming to campus, but they were still charging us for the rec fees, the LSC fees. They were still charging us all these fees, even though they weren't being used. Everybody literally had to say something for them to give a little bit back. It's not even like they took everything off. They still only gave a little bit back. And so, yeah, I feel like they really should cut down on this price. Because it's funny, too, how elementary through high school is all free. But as soon as you get to college, 50,000, 30,000, like, come on now. So that's really crazy.
Okay, so it's great to hear y'all's opinions on if you think college should be free and y'all's opinions on debt. We did have a question on that. I'm glad that y'all touched on that. It's great to hear what y'all have to say, and from the employment side and the unemployment side, considering that y'all have had experiences in both departments.
The proud son of hardworking immigrant parents, Eric Rodas chose to serve his country. A father, a soldier, and now a college graduate. He proved that circumstances have nothing to do with your outcome. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Eric determine their future. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education. Third-generation Bearcat Tacey Webb roped her way to a national championship through her hard work and fearless dedication. Trading her saddle for nursing scrubs, Tacey set her sights in another arena, a place where she can champion the needs of others. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Tacey reach their championship potential. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education.
Welcome back to Eye to Eye. In this segment, we review what we have learned from others' perspectives and what we all could take away from this experience. So anything y'all would like to review on unemployment and employment while in college?
I just want to say, if you are unemployed and like you have things paid for, just don't take it for granted. Like, I feel like it's really useful. I feel like you should just use your time to the best that you can. If you are unemployed, you have the blessings of having your stuff paid for. Even if you earned it though, like if you earned it, your scholarships for sure, like be proud of that, but go ahead and still like just use your time wisely and stuff and use your extra money wisely. Yeah.
Grind out.
I would agree. I would say college is only short term. Don't overstress yourself. I'm very quick to stress myself out because I always want to do like the best at everything. But you know, take it with a grain of salt. Always try to improve, and then just focus on your future goals as unemployed and employed. We both work for the same thing. So
I feel like with now, try not to stress yourself out too much because I know like issues with like the jobs and how y'all were saying like it's a lot of stress because a lot of y'all are like impulsive, a lot of y'all like to do like more of a social life. I'm very introverted and minimalistic, so I don't have a lot of things and I don't talk to a lot of people. But I guess it's just like I guess I use my time to like enhance my skills a little bit at home, and I know we can all benefit from that because say we're marketing like another thing now with like social media and technology and stuff like
A
that.
lot of that is marketing.
We could just market ourselves
Yeah.
and then like building and finding resumes. I feel like even if you're unemployed like me, you can use your skills, use this time to practice finding employment. See what employers like really like to see because then no one's really going to teach you how to get the job. They're going to teach you how to do the job, but they're not going to teach you how to get it because to them, once you have the degree, you're competition at this point. Like, you're not their student anymore. You're just straight competition.
That's just why I want to bounce back. That's why like a lot of people are saying school is not really that. It's important, but like it's not necessary because it's all about who you know and what you know already. Because life is life. Like college is not life at all. So I just feel like that kind of bounces back off that a little bit.
yeah, and the whole idea of entrepreneurship, like we can be focusing on that. And they training us to work for people. And at the end of the day, you can get more money working for yourself, doing the same thing that everybody else do. So at the end of the day, get your money and spend your time wisely because you don't get time back.
I think like a part of it is because I always catch myself in like those like times where I was like, man, school is dumb. Let me go change the education system. And I'm like,
know me.
I'm not gonna change my major. Like I was like, what can like one voice do? But I guess it's like if you actually like do plan and like this is something where it's like, wow, like this needs to change because I've seen like the research videos and like all that where it's like I don't know if y'all remember this video, but it's like this is a classroom from 150 years ago. And this is classroom today. It's exactly the same, but with how far we've gone, it's just like you see how far back we're set, and like how the school system pretty much it teaches you how to like stay under, and it doesn't really teach you how to go any further than what you need to. So like I think it's like the idea where top people want to stay on top, bottom people just,
That part.
and it's like
Yeah, people get comfortable.
Yep, it's a mindset.
I feel like with like unemployed people because I feel like when you're employed, it's kind of like that mindset. Okay, I got money. Like I'm a little bit better now. Like if I was just at home, I'm doing nothing. But with me, I think I need to also like set more time into like being employed, setting more time and be like, okay, how can I do better than like Charlie over here? How could I do better than all these people over here? So I feel like there's perks to it and there's obviously downsides to like both sides of it. But I like how y'all like said like the social life and all that. I never really went out. But I can only imagine like the stress because I know like all college students are like, okay, it's 10 o'clock at night. What's everybody doing? It's like it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So like I wake up early. So it's like, okay, it's 4 a.m. Nobody's doing anything. I'm like, but that's just
Well, invest in yourself. That's a good thing. Invest in yourself.
And I was gonna ask, like, where do all your expenses go to being employed? Like, when you get your income?
Shopping, but it also goes on like my car, like gas, minimal things, my rent. I am like very organized, so I like to put my rent like up.
Got your
So
budget?
like yeah, so I budget. I try to. So when after all my like main things are paid off, I just have money sent to the side, and I put some in my savings because I want to work up to get my like own apartment. So right now I have like a 3-bedroom or whatever. And then it's just mainly like life expenses and then enjoyment. I'm always into like self-care. So it's like to me, and then my main things are handled. Okay, boom, I got this money to spend on myself.
I was just asking because I know I have 2 jobs, and I feel like if I don't have more than $700 in my account, I'm stressing out. Like I'm broke, and then I feel like even with that, school is stressing me out. So I feel like I don't know if my money is low, I feel like I'm double stressed because I still got school, got to pass, but now I need money. Like I just got fired recently. I got fired probably at the beginning of March. The beginning of March. And I was like, oh man. I was like, because you know how hard it is to find a job in Huntsville and everything. So I was really worried. I was like, dang, rent finna come up. I don't feel like that's my people or nothing. I did do unemployment or whatever, but I honestly got blessed. And I did get 2 jobs in Huntsville like the same day. So that was just a blessing in general. But I know if I didn't get those jobs, I don't know where I'd be. I know I was gonna be stressing out for real. And then I feel like that's just, it's kind of like a domino effect of almost like if you stress about one thing, then you start forgetting about other stuff, and then it's just down the line.
Exactly.
So
And money is like everything. Regardless,
everything,
you're gonna need money to live. So when you don't got money, it's stressful, and that can mess up your mental health and everything else because you don't even got the money and funds to live.
So, yeah, because I owe the school money right now.
Right. That part. Forever.
Yeah.
I know with unemployment, it's weird because you think like, oh, like students can get unemployment. So I actually don't qualify for unemployment. Fun fact, because apparently since I got into my car accident and I can't work, then it's like they're like, oh, you're physically incapable of working. We're not gonna pay you for unemployment. And I'm just like,
Yeah, I know. Cause I was worried because I got fired. I wasn't gonna be. I was gonna be eligible, but they still let me have it. But I know, like,
yeah.
there's some eligibility ththings where you might get it or you might not, which really sucks too.
I think I was like in the biggest downfall because like it was car accident and then I was paying rent because I was like, okay, but I was lucky enough to actually save my money completely to pay off my rent because this is my first apartment. So now I'm relaxing.
Well, that's going to be the end of the show. And thank you for watching Eye to Eye, where we open the conversation to help bring individuals closer and get a perspective on how others see the world around them. Thank you. Great night.